All right, let's dive right in. What if I told you that your body is constantly writing its own story, every second of every day? And it does this using a special kind of language. We're talking about amino acids, the fundamental alphabet of life itself.
It's a pretty simple idea when you break it down. Your body has an alphabet of about 20 core amino acids. Just like the letters you're using to understand me right now, these can be arranged in countless ways to spell out everything that makes you, well, you.
So what are they really? The textbook definition says they're the molecules that link up to form proteins. But honestly, that's just the beginning. Think of them more like these tiny, powerful engines driving absolutely everything, from how you feel when you wake up to how your body heals a cut. Okay, so we have our letters. That's great. But letters on their own don't do much, do they? So how do they actually come together to form the words and sentences that our bodies can understand and act on? Well, it all starts with something called a peptide bond. You can think of it like a special kind of chemical glue. This glue links our amino acid letters together one by one into these long chains. And these chains are the raw material for every single protein that builds the very architecture of you. But here's where it gets really cool. A simple, straight chain can't really do much. The real magic happens when it starts to fold. The initial sequence of letters, that's just step one. Then, that chain starts to twist and coil into little spirals and sheets. From there, the whole thing scrunches up into this incredibly complex 3D shape. And sometimes, a few of those folded chains even team up. It's this final, intricate, folded masterpiece that actually has the power to get things done. And that final shape is so critical, because a protein's specific 3D structure determines its exact job. Is it an enzyme, acting like a tiny catalyst to speed up chemical reactions? Is it a structural protein, like the collagen that literally holds you together? Or is it a messenger hormone, like insulin? The job is entirely dictated by its shape, which, if you trace it all the way back, was determined by that original sequence of amino acid letters. It's pretty amazing.
So that's the micro-level stuff. It's fascinating for sure. But how does all this tiny molecular language actually translate into our health, our mood, our energy? Let's connect the dots. Now, you'd think our bodies could just make all 20 of these letters, right? Well, not quite. The essential ones, you absolutely have to get these from your food. Your body has no other way. Then you've got the non-essential ones, which thankfully your body can whip up on its own. But this middle category is really interesting, the conditionally essential. Normally, your body's got it covered. But if you get sick or go through some major stress, suddenly your body can't keep up and you need to get them from your diet. It's like a backup system that sometimes needs a little help. So, where does the rubber meet the road? Let's start with your brain. Your mood, your focus, your motivation, that's all governed by chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. And guess what the raw ingredients for them are? Yep, amino acids. They literally build the molecules that create your thoughts and feelings.
Of course, they also build our physical bodies. If you've ever set foot in a gym, you've probably heard of BCAAs, right? Branched chain amino acids? Well, they're famous for a reason. They are the all-stars when it comes to firing up muscle growth and helping you recover after a workout.
And it doesn't stop there. They are also your body's personal security detail. Amino acids are the fuel, the weapons, and the shields for your immune system, forming the front line of defense that keeps you healthy.
But here's a crucial plot twist. Just knowing the letters of the alphabet isn't enough to write a book, is it? You have to understand grammar. The same is true here. We have to look at how these amino acids actually work together.
And here's the big insight. No amino acid is an island. They all operate in these vast interconnected networks. It's like a massive city subway system where they're constantly hopping on and off different lines, converting into one another, and sharing pathways. The balance of the entire system is what truly matters.
Let's look at a perfect example. You want to feel motivated, right? That feeling is driven by dopamine. But your body can't just create dopamine out of thin air. It has to follow this precise recipe. It starts with one amino acid, converts it into another, and then you finally get dopamine. But here's the catch. If there's a bottleneck at any one of those steps, the whole production line just grinds to a halt.
It's way more like a symphony orchestra than a bunch of solo musicians. I love this quote, "No amino acid works alone. When one is out of tune, the entire performance suffers." That really says it all. A single imbalance can throw the whole masterpiece off key.
And in this symphony, there's also a bit of, well, competition. Think of certain critical pathways in the body, like the blood-brain barrier, as a single-lane gateway. Not everyone can get through all at once.
And this competition has real-world consequences. Take tryptophan. That's the precursor to serotonin, the neurotransmitter that helps you feel calm and sleepy. Well, it has to fight for passage into the brain against other amino acids, especially those muscle-building BCAAs. So if you flood your system with BCAAs, you can actually crowd the gate and block tryptophan from getting in. This could impact your mood and your sleep. It just goes to show, once again, balance is everything.
Okay, we've gone over the alphabet and the grammar, so what's the point? This is the most important part. How you can actually use this knowledge to become the author of your own health story. This really brings us to the bottom line. For so long, the conversation has been about how many grams of protein. But we need to shift that question. The real question is, am I getting all the right letters in the right balance? It's about getting the complete alphabet so your body can write coherent, healthy sentences.
And when you start thinking this way, it is so empowering. You can start fine-tuning your nutrition for specific goals, whether it's better performance, a more stable mood, or a stronger immune system. You move beyond just knowing what you're eating to understanding why it makes you feel the way you do.
Ultimately, every single meal becomes a direct conversation with your cells. You are providing the exact information, the letters, that your body will use to build, repair, and regulate itself. You are handing it the script for optimal health. So, I'll leave you with this. You now understand the fundamental alphabet of your own biology. The question is, what story are you going to choose to write?